What is going on, Lake Pro Tackle fam? I hope you're having an amazing day today. Today's video, we're gonna be going over the brand new Daiwa Kage rod series here. So we got to see these at ICAST. We actually got to see a couple samples before ICAST, luckily enough. They have a bunch of different models. We don't currently have all of them in right now. People are buying them. If you need to get a Daiwa Kage, we cannot sell them online or post them on the website. You have to come in store here or give us a call, send us a DM, an email, or something like that. Let me tell you, these Daiwa Kages are definitely a little bit of an upgrade from the previous model Kage rods, which are available still as well. We have a couple of those left. The new ones, the main differences are gonna be a red handle versus the black handle, still with the same beautiful cork design at the bottoms. They did add some cork highlights to the top here, so we're gonna go over the couple models that we have in stock at the moment and definitely show you and describe to you kind of each of their specific powers and actions and everything like that. One of the beautiful things about these rods is that they tell you kind of what they're made to do. So this one here is the universal solid tip rod. It is going to be a 7-foot single piece. It's going to be a medium heavy rod. So what this is saying is, this is a bait casting rod, by the way, y'all. So this is going to be their kind of overall very sensitive solid tip rod. Of course, it's going to have a solid graphite tip, which really greatly increases sensitivity as you're dragging over rocks. With the medium heavy action and power, you're going to have a good amount of backbone all the way through the rod, even up in the tip here. Not very tippy, gonna be almost a very extra fast action. And you can look at the exact specifications as Daiwa puts it out on their website, of course. I think there's 16 different models overall, spinning and casting. I'm going to give you my thoughts on the blank, how stiff it actually is in person compared to maybe some other rods. This one here, like I said, universal solid tip, 7-foot, medium heavy. It's going to be the Kage Bs again, and these are retailing for 200 bucks, I believe, $199.99. Beautiful, very sleek design again. This one here, 7-foot, medium heavy. I would give it that true medium heavy power. There's definitely just a lot of stiffness in the very back of the blank, and it's going to be that true medium heavy tip right up here. So whether you're using this for Texas rigs, finesse jigs, let's see what this is rated up to. It's rated up to 1/8 to 1 ounce. So a good amount of backbone fully through this rod is what they're saying. Each of the blanks use X45, and it also uses the SVF Nano Plus blank as well. So very sensitive blank for $200. This is one of our favorite rods to sell. You also get a little bit of the blank exposed at the bottom as you're working your lures through whatever you're working them through. So your universal solid tip, I would give that one a very just good score on how accurate it is for that solid tip. Very sensitive. Again, move on to another casting here. This is another one of my favorite models. That solid tip's great for your Texas rigs, flipping, stuff like that, your jigs, anything you're dragging. This one here is going to be the Power Jerkbait rod. This is a 6'10" medium rod. This rod is rated for 3/8 to 3/4. Now, you can definitely throw under 3/8 with this. I think you can get away pretty easily with a 1/4 ounce. This is more of a fast action rod. I would say this is a medium plus, like a medium heavy rod. In terms of your typical jerkbait stuff that you're probably used to, we've got a 6'10" medium X Pride here. You're gonna see this X Pride. This is the glass version, by the way, but it has just a ton of bend throughout the blank, all the way up to the very last guys, and it's still flexing really well. So this rod here, the Power Jerkbait, very fast, snappy, does have a little bit of a good medium heavy-ish bend in the middle section here, but it's going to be kind of that truer medium. It's very fast all the way through the rod. So this is my style of jerkbait rod, and if you know me, I like to fish my jerkbaits fast, snappy, and not with a huge arm action. I'm really just putting wrist input like this. So this one here, in terms of what you would probably be used to for a jerkbait rod, this is probably much stiffer than you would normally think. So if you like a little stiffer jerkbait rod, especially for those longer casts where all you have to do is sit there and just kind of twitch your wrist, this is for you. If you're used to doing a full arm hit, this is not for you. Again, power jerkbait, 6'10", medium, very, very fast, very snappy throughout the entire blank. Moving on here, we got a jig and skip rod. This is a 7'3", so again, I think they just knocked it out of the park on this one here. Maybe for jig and skip, I would have gone a little bit shorter, maybe around a 7'1", but this is a 7'3" jig and skip. It's going to be a heavy rod, so it's going to also be very fast. So this one here, very fast, 7'3". Usually, typically with my skipping rods, I like a little more parabolic bend in it, so I'm surprised they didn't go with a more just fast, regular fast action. This is going to be more along the lines of that extra fast. Going to stiffen up very, very good, of course, in a good heavy rod. Also, the guides on here, super, super strong guides. I forget, I think they're Fuji. Yeah, these are Alkanite ring, yep, tangle-free guides. Awesome guides, allows you to get very accurate casts. Same guides they used in the last model Kages, and I have, I think, 3 or 4 models in that. So I'm definitely excited to upgrade my personal arsenal with the new ones. I don't throw a jig a lot, and I think on the skipping aspect, this one's kind of off the mark. It's gonna have, again, just a very stiff overall full, not much variation in the blank here. So in terms of a jig rod, absolutely, big Texas rig, big worm. This is what I can see you doing with this rod. Carolina rig even, a little bit short for my personal Carolina rig, but definitely gets the job done for a jig. And something snappy. Oh, flutter spoon, not a bad one either, especially something like a Dixie Jet or a counterback. It's gonna be able to handle that very, very well. Moving on here, we got, so we are missing 2 of the models in this one here. So this is the Swimbait Power 1. They have a Power 2 and 3, which just goes heavier and heavier. Swimbait Power 1, this is a 7'6", medium heavy fast. Now, medium heavy, say medium heavy plus, kind of closer to that medium heavy solid tip. It's gonna have a good parabolic action, so whether you're throwing something like a mag draft or you're throwing like a small gliding bait, this is going to be absolutely amazing. This one here is rated for 1/4 to 3/8. I think you could probably throw, depending on the glide bait, you can pretty easily throw around 2 ounces on this. Like a Clutch Eco, definitely this is gonna be a rod that I'd throw on it. It does have a little bit of a slower tip here, so it's gonna be able to take that load, especially with treble hook baits, and you're gonna get a good hook in them. So you can see it's kind of that true medium heavy at the tip here, and then it's gonna strengthen up pretty good in the very back here. This is also going to be a great cranking rod, and I do believe they have specific cranking models. This one here specifically, 7'6". I'm launching a 5XD, 6XD with this one here. This is awesome for that. Very, very good rod. It has a little bit longer handle as well. If you like to go out, feels very comfortable moving it back into the armpit area as well. So Swimbait Power 1, medium heavy, fast action. Beautiful rod, has a great bend in it, very similar to something like that Miller Swim Freak or Leviathan Omega, just a little bit shorter. So awesome rod. That would be, if I was Carolina rigging, this would also be a great option. It's gonna have that nice load, still gonna be able to get a good sweeping hook set, powerful sweeping hook set on them. So we have, I think, 4 left here. This is another one of my favorite rods that they brought back. This is a Finesse Frog and Jig rod. This is a 7-foot medium heavy. So very similar to that solid tip. This one's gonna have a little bit extra backbone in it. So like they said, Finesse Frog, it's gonna have a little bit more tip in here. So you're gonna let that fish go up on the mat, take it down. As soon as they turn their head down and that tip just loads, you're gonna crack them. This rod here definitely has the power. 1/4 to 1/2 ounce. And I think that's very true. You know, most frogs aren't gonna get over that 1/2 ounce to 5/8 ounce range. So this one here, very good, very solid all the way through. And the blank is also not super wimpy at the bottom here. It definitely has a very strong blank going all the way through. So it feels Of course, the new Kages, I forgot to mention, have air sensor reel seat here. So definitely check out those guys there. So Frog one, very, very good one. I'm glad they brought that back because I was missing it from the previous model here. So let's move on here. Looks like we got 2 spinning at the moment. First off is another solid tip rod. I'm glad they're doing this. It seems to be a big trend going on right now with the solid tips. Extremely, extremely light rods here. This is going to be a universal spin solid tip, 6'10", medium heavy XS. Now, this rod, I would put it closer to a medium plus, medium heavy. It's gonna have that solid tip, so it's ultra sensitive. It's not a very super fast tip at the end of it, and you've got a just kind of true medium, like crank and feel, moving down till the very last guide. Then it starts to stiffen up. So when it comes to spinning rods and you want to fish something like a scoping rig, a jig minnow, something like that, this is gonna be awesome. If you're throwing a heavier drop shot, this can definitely get the job done. This is a 3/16 to 5/8. I would even go down to around 1/8 to around ½ ounce. That's kind of where I'd put this rod. I actually got to fish this rod myself. Line rating is going to be 6 through 12, and that's based off braided line. You know, you could probably put 20-pound braided line on here very easily. The rod itself is extremely sensitive, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9 plus a tip guides on it. So I think you can do a lot more with this rod. It is a 6'10", so scoping is gonna be great, drop shot, wacky. You're gonna get the job done. As long as your hook isn't super, super heavy, that is my only concern with that rod. So next up is going to be the all-around, very good rod. We have this one here in the new Kage, and we also, I believe, have one right here in old Kage. So here is kind of the difference between the two there. Check that out. So in terms of overall aesthetics and everything, it is very similar. The handle is a little bit farther back, it seems, on the new Kage, but that's all right. I think they did a great job really balancing these rods. I can definitely feel the old Kage being a little bit heavier, and if you have the old Kage, comparing it to the new Kage here, the new Kage is just slightly lighter. I mean, just barely lighter in terms of backbone. It is still going to be that 7-foot medium. It's going to be rated for 1/8 to 3/4, and I think that 3/4 is a little bit over what I'd throw. Maybe a free rig or something like that where you're not direct connecting to the weight, but I would say ½ ounce, probably my top of the line here. And I guess it also depends on what you're throwing on it. This is kind of that true medium, fast tip, very moderate, fast throughout almost the entire rod. Stiffens up very good. Very light, tingle-free guides is what I love about these. I don't think I've ever actually wind knotted on one of these, especially even with ultra light line like Overwatch. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little video here showcasing these Daiwa Kage rods. I greatly enjoy these. We don't have all the models, like I said, and if you are looking to set yourself up for success with one of the best $200 rods on the market, all you have to do, give us a call or send us an email, shoot me an email, DM, whatever, letting me know you want one of these. I will check our stock for you. You get to personally talk to me about them, and we can get you a rod that suits your needs. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy these, make sure you're subscribed. Right now, out of all of our returning viewers and all that, I think only around 7% of y'all are subscribed. So make sure you're subscribing. It is totally free. Leaving a like on the video, totally free as well. Helps us out in the algorithm in the grand scheme of things. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Again, we'll see you next time at Lake Pro Tackle. See ya.